1 million tokens listed in 1 week. Should XRP be considered for the strategic reserve? BTC dominance is here. What will it take to get us into altcoin season? XP price talk at the end.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Happy Sunday, crypto and Web3 fans. Yeah, 1 million tokens created in a week. When is it going to be altcoin season? We're going to talk about all that, but first, your comments. Yeah, because you, the viewer, matter most. That's right. You start the videos. Harold, no Kumar, love the name, by the way, says Elizabeth Warren probably owns snuff films. Oh my God, dude. I bet you she does have some skeletons in her closet. Free J3 says, why would the USA use Bitcoin, which is really just a meme coin that came from China? Hey, members, in the next couple days, I'm going to be dropping a BTC versus XRP, which is better video in regards to the strategic reserves. Look out for that one. Minute Dog says, the only problem I see with all digital money is that when the power goes out. Helene reminded us of that. That's enough to keep cash relevant, though, in my honest opinion. Same, I totally agree. When the power went out by us on the upstate in Carolinas, it was an absolute disaster. No debit cards, nothing. Cash was king. Let's talk about some other kings. Bitcoin sitting at 105,090, XRP at 312, XLM at 42.2, BNB at 684. ADA is so close to $1 at 99.2. Where's my H-bar fans? I know Frankie's listening. He's usually first with the videos. H-bar hanging out at 33.4. But I want to hear from you. Should XRP be used as a strategic reserve asset? You got three choices. Yes, let the government gobble it up. No, I don't want the government involved. And meh, I don't care. Doesn't matter either way. This will be linked in the description down below along with the rest of the articles. Altcoin season drops to 44. Signals BTC dominance. Oh man. Altcoins lag behind. For the market to enter altcoin season, at least 75% of the top 100 altcoins must outperform BTC's growth over the last 90 days. The current score implies that fewer altcoins are exceeding BTC's gains, shifting the sentiment towards BTC dominance. So when will altcoin season really start? I mean, we've seen the alts move, and I would say that, yeah, we've had the start of it, right? And we saw the start of altcoin season at the beginning of November with the election, and then we stalled out, right? And then BTC started moving again in December. Honestly, I believe that the altcoin season will really go full swing once we get the regs. Because remember, BTC has been given the golden pass as a commodity. Something interesting to think about. When the United States talks about strategic reserve assets, what are some of their strategic reserve assets? They've got some oil, they've got some gold. Those are commodities, everyone. Just give that a little bit of a thought before you answer this poll right here. Coinbase considers new token listing approach amid surge of new cryptocurrencies. Hold on to your hats, kids, because these are going to be some wild numbers. Coinbase faces hurdles as weekly token creation reaches 1 million. And holy crap, you know Coinbase is making some money, not only on the volume, but on transactions on their base network. On January 26th, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong announced that the platform would reassess its token listing process. And by the way, this article is freshly created today. Breaking news that I delivered to you 7 days a week. He highlighted that this change cannot manually evaluate every token before listing because approximately 1 million tokens are created every week. This challenge is not limited to exchanges. Armstrong noted that regulators would struggle to vet tokens at such a pace. This could be a huge problem in the crypto community. As I know a lot of you out there, when you think of it in terms of YouTube, right? YouTube has this problem right now. YouTube is regulated by bots. Why? Because there's so much content uploaded every single second of every single day. So they have to rely upon a bot army in order to see if things are legit or not. This is what Brian Armstrong said. We need to think our relisting process at Coinbase, given there are 1 million tokens a week being created now and growing. High quality problem to have, but evaluating each one by one is no longer feasible. And regulators need to understand that applying for approval for each one is totally infeasible at this point. They can't do 1 million in a week. I completely agree with him here that there is a scaling issue when it comes to the approval process. Now, what does that mean? It means that you need to be super careful out there because if it's bots that are doing the approvals on the tokens, some of these could be really shady AF and slipping through the cracks and do some harm to you. To address this issue, Armstrong proposed a shift from the traditional allow list model to a block list approach. This system would use an automated on chain data scans and community feedback to identify and exclude risky tokens. Armstrong believes this streamlined process enables regulators to focus on eliminating harmful assets without feeling overwhelmed. That's actually one of the big problems that Stellar has had. A lot of the tokens created on Stellar Chain are absolutely garbage BS. And, well, since anyone can launch and upload any of these tokens, a lot of people get scammed with them. Now, with Coinbase, there's a little bit of a difference here. Why? Well, because Coinbase is not open like the Stellar Network is, right? Stellar Network, anyone can post in there. Coinbase needs to protect its consumers, which is you and me. Meanwhile, Coinbase also plans to deepen its integration with decentralized exchanges. Armstrong stressed that this move aims to simplify trading processes for users, eliminating concerns whether transactions will occur on centralized exchanges or decentralized ones. We'll continue integrating native decentralized support more deeply. Customers shouldn't need to know whether the trade is happening on a DEX or a SEX, Armstrong concluded. Real quick, do you care or do you have a priority or a preference whether your tokens that you go after are on a decentralized or centralized exchange? Let me know down below. And by the way, check out this chart of new tokens being listed. Holy crap. And look at Solana. This is bonkers, everyone. We have Solana leading the way, a little BSC, then a little bit of base, and then a little bit of what, everyone? Ethereum. Again, Ethereum, a laggard in the pool. Will XRP be used as a crypto reserve? Brad Garlinghouse is chiming in. And again, channel members, next few days, keep your eyes open because I'm going to have a deeper dive on XRP versus BTC, which is the better option. Discussions surrounding the inclusion of XRP in a potential U.S. strategic digital asset reserve have gained momentum because Trump signed an executive order. Replying to Rocher, Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse dismissed claims that the company is lobbying is at odds with the administration's goals. Instead, Ripple's engagement with policymakers is to foster innovation and support American companies. Essentially, what's going on here is they're saying that, hey, look, Ripple is more pushing for the industry rather than pushing for themselves. And think about this. Hasn't Ripple been the shield for the entire industry over the last couple years? Because we know a bunch of our friends out there, Library and other protocols, got completely destroyed, where Brad and those others out there have been paying hundreds of millions of dollars to fight the SEC. And gotta ask you a question. Would it benefit Ripple to have XRP as your strategic reserve asset? And I gotta ask you, do you really want the government involved with XRP? I cannot think of the last time that the United States government did something good with something. And again, I want to see what your votes are in regards to XRP as a strategic reserve asset. Ripple caught in the fire, XRP as a digital reserve plan. It divides the community. Yeah, I've been reading a bunch of your comments, and some of you out there are really, really against it, and some of you out there are super for it. Notable industry figures have weighed in on the controversy. Riot Platforms, BTC miner Pierre Rochard, suggested that establishing a Bitcoin reserve faces challenges due to Ripple's alleged political lobbying. Masari founder Ryan Selkis also announced plans to educate President Trump on why XRP exemplifies the redundancy of a national crypto reserve. Additionally, Bitvault CEO Nico Moran accused Ripple of actively opposing a U.S. strategic reserve. So even from the bigs out there, the CEOs and the men and gals in those fancy silk suits, right? They're divided as well. Question is, are you divided on your thoughts? Swinging on over to the market right now, you're seeing 61 right now for fear and greed, 44 for BTC dominance, but I'm okay with that. Why? Well, because in the last 90 days, XRP is up 507%, while BTC is up 54%. Now, don't get me wrong, 54% in 90 days is juicy. I think a lot of us would take that for most investments, but holy crap, that's almost 10xing the gains for XRP compared to BTC in these last 90 days. Let's dive a little bit deeper onto XRP because we're going to notice the volume. Yeah, down 29% to 2.88 billion. And remember, Volume for crypto is super low on the weekend, so don't freak out. Because what's going to happen? I'm going to report the story to you on Monday talking about XRP's volume being juicy AF. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and notification bell. And also remember, you got Jerome Powell and the Fed coming up and Ripple's Brad Garlinghouse XRP Community Day on X Spaces. Something big happens, I'll share it with you. But right now, you can see it. Look at this. You can see it clear as day that we're really starting to flatten out the movements here over these last several days. We're waiting for the big news to hit. Now, what could be some things that could rock the market both a positive and negative direction? Honestly, the big one right now is Jerome Powell. We know he's going to pause, right? Don't fall for anyone out there saying, oh, he's going to raise rates, he's going to cut. No, he's going to pause. What we're more concerned with, though, is what does he say? Because remember, previous meeting, he said, girlfriend, we're not going to give you 4 rate cuts in 2025. We're only going to give you 2. The market could go deep in red if all of a sudden Jerome hints at only 1 rate cut in 2025 versus 2. So remember, it's not what he does, it's what he says that the market is going to be paying the most attention to. Swinging it on over to the candlesticks, we're going 15 minutes because that's how much time it takes to rock her world. Look at this. Exactly what I've been telling you. A little bit of boring action here sideways, but hey, I'll take boring action above $3 any day of the week. Big volumes happened when? Anywhere from the 15th to the 17th when XRP had that escalation phase between 250 to 330. Now that we found our footing at $3, the market seems very comfortable with it. The volume shows it, and the price is showing it and holding on as well. Now, I just posted this poll right before I went to do the video, and oh my gosh, so far 200 of you have voted, with 91% of you saying yes, United States government, gobble that XRP on up, which makes me wonder then, is most of the FUD, is most of the junk out there in terms of people not wanting XRP to be part of the reserve, is that coming from the BTC maxis that are trying to sneak their way on in and skew the polls? Now, the CEOs of crypto companies out there, they just want to know if they're going to be left out or if they're going to be part of the inner circle. But seriously, vote in the poll down below because I want to get as many votes as possible so we have as good of a data pool as we can. The million coin listings a week is absolutely crazy, especially when you think of how do you regulate that much, right? And we've seen the SEC was bringing up cases from companies just recently for things they did 3-4 years ago. And that was before crypto really boomed like we've seen here as of late. So we know the SEC doesn't have the power, nor do they have the expertise to regulate crypto. Hopefully, the new regime will learn how to do it, and I have a feeling that they'll be able to because I bet they are better plugged into the crypto community. And that's why I brought that story up with Brian Armstrong, because think about that. The regulators didn't want to work with crypto. So if the regulators don't want to work with an industry, do the regulators really know what the industry needs? I mean, think about that. Think about your job, right? Who knows your job the best? Is it your boss? No. Is it the president and CEOs of the company? No. It's the people that work the line, right? The people that are right there facing the customer. So the best managers, right, and the best leaders in the world do what? They ask the people that deal with the customer directly. They ask the people that deal with the process and the production of the product directly. And the SEC never did that. So they never really had an idea of how to regulate crypto except through their eyes. And their eyes was what? Regulation by enforcement, not working with the community. And that's the big change that we're seeing so far. Now, that big change is going to lead into what? In my opinion, it's going to lead into juicy altcoin season. But we're going to need some regs, I believe, to get us there. And honestly, I think we need a whole bunch of these court cases to go to the wayside. Because remember, it wasn't just the SEC trying to take a bite out of XRP and Ripple. No, it was the SEC going after exchanges, the SEC going after memes, the SEC going after NFTs as securities. Yeah, that's not working with the industry because a lot of you out there can totally agree. If you were to ask anyone in the cryptoverse that plays with crypto every day like we do, there's a massive difference between NFTs, CBDCs, digital currencies, BTC, and the alts. Huh. Luckily for us, though, we don't have to worry about that previous SEC regime messing it up anymore. And as we get more good news, oh, yes, you heard me correctly. I said good news from the SEC. I'll be sure to share it with you. In terms of XRP price, consolidating right now above 3, we're happy with that. Plenty of support right now above 3. And I got to ask you as I finish this video out, what's the one event that you're worried about here? Say in the next 30 days that could rock the market. The Jerome Powell event's coming up, and I'm not too worried about it because he's been stingy AF, and I think we got a lot more positive that can outweigh any Jerome negative. And people like Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters, Brad the Shermanator out there, they don't have as much power as they used to because they don't control the House or Senate anymore. How do we end videos? Well, it's pretty simple. Well, it depends. Are you a new viewer? Shake your head. Oh, I see you through the camera. All right, new viewers, I'm going to help you out. Previous viewers, let's do it together. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Choo choo, bitches.